Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Stories, plight of Eritrean refugees in Ethiopia, abductions, attacks, robberies being faced by these Eritrean refugees in Ethiopia. Secondly, some news sources from Oromia are claiming that Ethiopian military has committed a massacre of civilians in the Oromia region. Thirdly, National Bank of Ethiopia (NBE) has released financial situation report (FSR). This is first of its kind, and this report contains some material, some revelations, which are alarming. It seems that a few institutions or individuals or companies in Ethiopia are dominant. They have unhealthy dominance when it comes to borrowing money from government and private banks, it seems. Firstly, viewers, Eritrean refugees in Ethiopia, we know that there are thousands of Eritrean refugees in Ethiopia. There were 4 refugee camps of Eritrean refugees, mainly in Tigray before the start of Tigray war. The refugee camps came under attack by both parties. Eritrean military attacked the camps. Tigray fighters also attacked the camps too. The camps were dismantled. At least 2 were dismantled. Refugees fled, some into Sudan, others into other parts of Ethiopia. In the Amhara region, the Bath refugee camp was established, and from Tigray, Eritrean refugees were moved to the Bath. The Bath is in North Gondar. They were moved to the Bath to keep them safe because in Tigray they were coming under attacks. Now, when there is no war in Tigray, there is warlike situation in Amhara region. And close to the Bath, we know there is a very strong presence of Fano fighters. Massacre Fano commanders group is based there. Jare, Genora are in this area in North Gondar. An Eritrean mother has shared her painful story. Her teenage son was kidnapped around 2 weeks ago. Ransom is being demanded for the release of the teenage boy. The refugee mother does not have money to pay, obviously. She is a refugee. The last 10 years, she has been in Ethiopia. She fled Eritrea 10 years ago. Her son attends a school. He was returning from a school when he was kidnapped by armed people, and now ransom is being demanded. She's unable to pay that. This is what is happening to Eritrean refugees in the Amhara region. Some time ago, the camp came under attack too, and several refugees were injured. Refugees say that robberies are very common at the refugee camp in the Bath. Security forces are deployed here. I think, if I'm not wrong, the camp has deployment of security forces. But still, attacks are carried out and refugees are in difficult position. Secondly, viewers, Oromia region of Ethiopia, where according to some sources, Ethiopian military allegedly committed a massacre of civilians, massacre or killings of civilians. We have seen so far 12 names. Names have been made public of those who were killed allegedly by the military. It happened in East Walega zone of the Oromia region. Sibo Sire is the name of the district. And there, some Orthodox church followers were attacked. They attended a gathering at Mekane Jesus Church in the area. Military is being accused that military attacked the people and military killed around 12 to 15 people in East Valaga extrajudicially. Military is not likely to issue any statement. Military, when we heard about extrajudicial killings in Merawi a few months ago, military remained silent, and after that, Ethiopian government, federal communication minister, rejected the report, saying that no civilians had been killed by military in Merawi. Only extremists and terrorists had been killed. But Amnesty, other human rights organizations published reports saying that civilians had been massacred on the streets of Merawi by military, and that military should not be allowed to be part of peacekeeping operations. It was a recommendation by a human rights organization that Ethiopian military from now on should not be included in international peacekeeping operations, because this military is killing its own people in the Amhara region. Nothing happened, and Amnesty called for impartial investigation too into what happened in Merawi. How will impartial investigation be conducted? Because investigation will be conducted by Ethiopian authorities. The authorities are not letting outsiders, they're not letting international investigators, organizations to come to Amhara region to make investigation. We saw that during Tigray war as well, that massacres were committed, people died, but independent, impartial investigations were not conducted. And still, the dream of transitional justice is yet to be realized. So victims will never be served with justice. They'll never get justice. Why? Because investigations are bound to be rejected by one or the other parties. That is why we're seeing that despite all parties saying that grave human rights abuses were committed during war, no one has been held accountable so far. Same is happening in the Amhara region too. Both Fano accusing military, the military is killing people extrajudicially. Military says nothing happening. It is only killing those who are committing heinous crimes. And this report from Oromia. So it's happening across Ethiopia. Oromia, Amhara, Biji, Gambela, Tigray, it has happened that forces were accused of extrajudicial killings, no accountability. Forces operate with impunity, by the way. What happened to Batur Gaisa? No one knows. We're not saying that forces murdered him, but in East Shoba, we've seen that Kareo elders were killed. Some Orthodox church priests were killed a few months ago. Nothing happened. Kareo elders were killed, and the military, regional forces were accused for the killing. Anyone held accountable? Anyone dismissed from service? We don't know. So this is what happened, that forces are given protection by the governments. That is why they kill people extrajudicially. Last viewers, a report about Ethiopian banking sector, where there seems to be a dominance of a few borrowers. These borrowers are borrowing huge chunk of total loans, total amount. National Bank of Ethiopia, NBE, has published a report calling it FSC, Financial Situation Report, FSR, Financial Situation Report. This is first of its kind, and FSR states that around 10 borrowers are borrowing around 20% of all loans in Ethiopia. 20%. These 10 borrowers owe around 400 billion birrs to Ethiopian private and state banks. Who are these 10 companies or institutions? No one knows. National Bank did not share details. It should have shared details, by the way. Which organization so powerful that all the loans, 25% of all the loans are being given to the organizations. Are these organizations state-backed, owned by businessmen, or state-owned? Don't know. But this development. This report indicates that there is very unhealthy competition, unhealthy atmosphere for growing of business in Ethiopia, because it means these 10 borrowers are operating with no real challenge from their competitors. They can easily get loans, they can flourish, but the competitors are finding it difficult to get loans. Obviously, businesses, entrepreneurs need loans to flourish, to set up businesses. But 10 borrowers are dominating the entire banking sector of getting loans, it seems. Thank you for watching.